Consent is a pivotal concept in healthy relationships, defined as the voluntary agreement between parties to engage in specific activities, whether emotional, physical, or sexual. It emphasizes mutual respect, communication, and the right to make informed decisions about one's own body and boundaries. At its core, consent is an ongoing process, requiring clear communication and the ability to revoke agreement at any time. Historically, the understanding of consent has evolved significantly. In ancient societies, consent was often intertwined with social contracts and familial obligations, where individual autonomy was less emphasized. However, the feminist movements of the late 20th century brought a transformative shift, advocating for the recognition of personal agency and the necessity of consent, particularly in sexual contexts. This led to legal reforms and increased awareness regarding sexual assault and the importance of affirmation consent. In modern times, common practices surrounding consent have become more nuanced. Education on consent is increasingly integrated into school curricula, emphasizing the importance of communication and respect from a young age. Concepts such as enthusiastic consent and affirmative consent have gained traction, mandating that consent must be clear, informed, and given freely without coercion. This approach encourages individuals to actively seek agreement rather than assume it. Several studies have explored the frequency and impact of consent in relationships. One significant study, conducted by Dr. Jennifer Freyd, examined the dynamics of consent in sexual relationships among college students. The relationship revealed that individuals who discussed boundaries and consent frequently reported higher satisfaction levels in their relationships. This highlights the importance of ongoing communication about consent as a means of fostering trust and intimacy. Another study analyzed the frequency of consent in discussions in long-term relationships. Researchers found that couples who regularly engaged in conversations about consent and boundaries experienced less conflict and a stronger emotional connection. The findings illustrated that proactive discussions about consent not only enhance mutual understanding, but also contribute to the overall health of the relationship. A third examination focused on the correlation between consent and relationship longevity. This study indicated that relationships characterized by frequent discussions of consent and boundaries had a significantly lower rate of dissolution. This underscores the role of consent as a fundamental element in fostering enduring partnerships where both individuals feel empowered and respected. Ultimately, consent in healthy relationships is about establishing a culture of respect and understanding. It requires ongoing dialogue, trust, and a commitment to recognizing each other's autonomy and needs. This dynamic not only enhances the quality of relationships, but also promotes a safer and more supportive environment for all involved.